I'm an old-fashioned guy. I believe in giving people more for their money. So not only is everything on Wendy's Super Value menu 99 cents each, but on our Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, you get 2 full strips of bacon. At Wendy's, you don't pay more, you just get more.
At Wendy's, you're about to pay more. And that's according to news from Wendy's indicating that they are going to start experimenting with dynamic pricing, similar to how Uber does things where if there's high demand, they're gonna increase their prices. And then when there's low demand, they're gonna lower their prices, but not lower than what you're currently paying. So
that means they're just increasing their prices.
Yeah, so when there's a lot of customers in the store, they're gonna use this new AI technology to increase the pricing to respond to the higher demand for their squared burgers, okay? By the way, did you know that the Baconator is like over $12 at this point?
No, you serious?
Yeah, let me see the exact amount, $12.20 something, $12.24 in New York City to be fair, but still, that's insane.
I'm stunned by that. Okay, so look, I have a soft spot in my heart for Wendy's. Really, like I loved it when I was growing up. When I went to go work for my dad, our big treat was if he took us to Wendy's and I got a double.
Now they're doing your duty, Jake.
Yeah. So when I see those old ads with Dave Thomas in them, please don't tell me his politics. I don't want to know. Okay, I like Dave Thomas. I like those old folksy ads. I love the where's the beef. I love everything about Wendy's. But now they're ruining it. Everything is getting ruined. Everything you liked is getting ruined. Like, guys, surge pricing just means I'm gonna add extra, not only am I increasing the rates, increasing the prices, but I'm gonna add extra stress to your life. Because now you have to figure out when to go to Wendy's.
How about never?
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. Listen, these companies will continue doing things like this as long as you continue to just go along with it. So you're gonna do dynamic pricing, I'm gonna do dynamic go F yourself. Okay, how about that? That's super dynamic, okay? So enjoy Wendy's, because if this is allowed to stand with Wendy's, then every other company is gonna do it.
They're all gonna do it.
They're all gonna do it. So
when you go to eat, when are prices higher? When people go to eat, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So that means the prices are just higher.
So again, this practice is similar to what you might have already experienced with Uber and Lyft, which by the way, after Uber and Lyft started doing that, stopped using Uber and Lyft.
Oh good, you have another choice. I don't, because the cabs don't, I mean cabs work in LA if you're at LAX and you want to leave. But cabs otherwise don't work in LA. You can't ever order a cab. So now we're prisoners of this, and sometimes, I'll have to go during rush hour and it's double, sometimes triple. It's ridiculous how high it is.
It's astronomical. In fact, I've done the math, and so I've decided instead of doing Uber, I'm gonna drive my ass to the airport and pay for the parking at the airport, which ends up being less than paying for Uber.
Yeah, and that's why they're doing it, to try to get to the point where you're just frustrated enough, but not so frustrated that you're gonna go through the giant hassle of parking at the airport.
Yeah.
Right, so this is this, and guys, this goes to a much larger point than Wendy's or Uber or even this pricing model. Remember how the airplanes had what they called the misery index? They calculated how much misery they can cause so that you would pay to remove that misery. So smaller bins above your head, so you pay for larger, so you pay to come into the plane first. There's all these different things that we talked about. So what these, and the analogy I often use is that trash compactor in this first Star Wars movie. The walls are closing in on us. They're just closing in, closing. Corporate rule rules everything around us. There's no politicians to help us. Our representatives are bought by these corporations. So they just keep abusing us more and more. They lower, like the wages for 45 years didn't go up at all, when you measured it against inflation. They make us work at companies because our health care is attached to those companies. So we're worried that we're literally going to die if we leave a company. There's so many different ways. Now they're taking away our homes and making us rent the homes because private equity is buying all those homes. And now they're doing these adjustable prices, which increases the rates whenever you actually want to eat. And it squeezes us and squeezes us without anybody fighting back. And that's why there's so much frustration in the country. And that frustration is getting taken out in unhealthy ways, like supporting Donald Trump. But I see where it's coming from. The Democrats deny that it even exists.
So just just to give you more information about how Wendy's is gonna carry this out, they're gonna start experimenting with dynamic pricing, nice euphemism, in 2025. They spent $20 million on new digital menu boards that use artificial intelligence to make menu changes and suggestive selling. So if they notice, if the AI system notices that there's higher demand at a given hour, they'll change the prices on the menu board. Now, a Wendy's spokesperson explained to CBS News, as early as 2025, we plan to test a number of features such as AI-enabled menu changes and suggestive selling based on factors such as weather, that we think will provide great value and an improved customer and crew experience. Why would you think that it provides better value? You're literally going to increase prices. That's the whole reason why they made a $20 million investment. You think Wendy's, the corporation, sat down and was like, why don't we make a $20 million investment so we can save our customers money? They think we're stupid. Okay, so a Wendy's Baconator, as I earlier mentioned, is already $12.24 in New York City. But with dynamic pricing, the burger could increase in price during lunchtime because there's gonna be higher demand. And it could go back down to the low price of $12.24 when things get slower in the late afternoon. Wendy's did not provide details as to how severely prices could fluctuate. So Wendy's CEO Kirk Tanner expects this to result in an immediate sales growth. So what they mean by that isn't we're gonna attract more customers. It's that we expect customers to just bear this. The market will bear it. And so we will make more money off of the customers that we already have by charging them more during certain hours of the day.